to Morris Modified. So, as I stated in an earlier video, I am upgrading the entire lighting system on the Navara. That'll be LED headlights, taillights, bull bar indicators, and side guard indicators when they arrive. So, the reason I'm doing that, one, LEDs draw a lot less current, less wattage. It's a lot less strain on your charging system. Basically, I can have them running with the engine off for a little bit longer than you would halogen bulbs, and yeah, as well as update the entire lighting system for aesthetics as well. So, if you do own a D22 Navara, you know that these headlights are crap. They are useless, absolutely useless. So, I have upgraded the bulbs, higher wattage. You're not going to get any more out of them. And if you do put LEDs into these style headlights, which are designed for halogen bulbs, they're more of a spread style reflector system, and they don't work well with LEDs. So you'll find that if you put LEDs in these headlights, they'll be nice and bright to look at, like we are looking at the vehicle right now, but do not provide you with any better vision. So the way to go, and the way I've gone, is I've ordered projector headlights here, which you can see there's a projector lens in the center, as well as a halo ring. And what I'll be doing is fitting the Spectrum kit that I've gotten from Spectrum to these headlights. So taking out the old carriers from the old headlights and putting them into the new headlights, I'll be fitting these LED globes, which also provide not only better light, but as you can see by the rainbow ring here, a few little party tricks while we're at it. So when I ordered these headlights from eBay, originally they were supposed to be just the projector lens and the halo rings as an upgrade, but they basically look stock, as you can see. Unfortunately for the seller, he has sold me HID kits. These headlights actually came with HID bulbs installed. They're originally a lot more expensive, so I didn't go for them, and obviously I was going for an LED upgrade, not a HID upgrade. So I guess in a way it's a win, but not what I'm going for. So as I said, I will be removing the carriers from the old bulbs and fitting them into the new bulbs so that I can run these LEDs. What I'm going to do with the HIDs, I don't know yet. I'm not really fussed with them at the moment. I don't plan on using them. I may sell them. So the reason I went for a stock look is obviously it's hard to get headlights or upgraded headlights that are actually ADR approved. And most places that even sell them are custom made headlights in the first place, like I think Dan's Custom Headlights in another place, I'm not quite sure, but if there's a few brands out there. Unfortunately, as great as they look, they are still not ADR approved, and neither of these ones. You can't, it's just very difficult to get upgraded headlights that are ADR approved. So my sort of plan with these is to obviously make them look as stock as possible, but as modern as possible, so that if Mr. Policeman does decide to pull me over, hopefully he won't point out the headlights. He may see the halo rings, but I'm planning on putting a switch in there as well, so that if I do see cop lights, I'll be switching them off. And hopefully he won't point out the headlights and let me go. So as you can see, I'm trying to go for a stealthish look, not too out there, sort of a unmodified Navara. It does sound like one though, but yeah, we'll see how we go anyway. I haven't been pulled over yet, and we'll see how we go with these new headlights. So as well as the low beam and high beam LED bulbs, everything will be updated to LED, including the tail light, brake light and reverse light, and the park light and indicators in the actual headlights, using these bulbs here. So everything's getting an update, the interior is done, the side indicators will show up soon, and I'll be part of this video when they do. Fortunately I can't show them right now, but I'm eager to get started and start fitting these lights. So anyway, so unfortunately the bulbs that I have purchased haven't been labelled with which ones are amber, white and are supposed to be red, so I'll have to actually figure that out as I go. I'll just be plugging them in, seeing what flashes, what doesn't, and making sure that I get the right colours.
got insurance?
Yeah, got it.
So, yep, literally on a week, and because I was so fresh, I did not notify my insurance company that I had aftermarket taillights on there. They came from America. They took about a month and a half to get in. They are Florida Frontier, as I said in the earlier video. I got to enjoy them for a week, and then bang, this happened. So what happened, you might be asking now? I was turning right at an intersection, busy intersection, about 4 p.m. So obviously parents are around picking up their children, and a young fella, a P-plater, come flying out of a corner way too fast. He was possibly even trying to beat a red light. But anyway, broad daylight. Looked like he also was accidentally or intentionally having fun. Inexperience, lost control obviously, jumped the curb and whacked me. So thankfully me, then someone else, and thankfully the tub rather than the cab. So it could have been far worse. And he come down pretty high, so he's actually at window level on the canopy and come down towards the tub. So if it was the cab, he would have smashed my window, and if it was obviously a smaller car, he would have done a lot more damage. So it could have definitely been a lot more worse, but it is what it is. So not great, not happy, but what else can I do? I'm going to have to deal with it, and the insurance company is going to fix it. Lesson from me: as soon as you do any upgrades on your vehicle, note it down to your insurance company, especially one like Shannon's where they'll actually cover you for these things. I don't, as far as I'm aware now, because I didn't note it down, I'm not going to get reimbursed for the price of the aftermarket ones. They're only going to pay as far as second-hand stock ones cost, which is really annoying, but it is what it is. I can't do anything about that. My mistake, as much as it's the fella who hit me, his mistake. So yeah, it's never good getting in an accident, but this is obviously something that could have been a lot worse. Enough about that. This will be fixed within 5 weeks, hopefully. I have headlights here that I can fit, and my indicators will be hopefully arriving this week. So we're going to pull the rocker cover gaskets, we're going to pull the rocker covers off the Sora and have a look at what the camshaft condition looks like. So I'm expecting them to be dirty. I'm hoping they're going to be clean, but the car was run by a pensioner for 7 years. It looks neglected, and I'm not doubting that it's missed fuel oil changes. So I'm expecting it to be pretty dirty in there, and from what we find, we'll make a plan. Well, as I expected, neglected and missed a few oil changes, that's for sure. So we got sludgy buildup of oil. It doesn't even look like much fresh oil anywhere, to be honest. All around these camshafts and in the head. And this also includes the cam cover baffles for the PCV system, the positive crankcase pressure system, which is under there. So that's what PCV stands for. And yeah, I'm expecting when I pull these off, these are going to be absolutely full of sludge, I would say, and build up, so possibly even blocked and not really working efficiently. But yeah, so I'm not surprised, but I'm a little disappointed. This makes me not want to obviously push the car hard at all, because you do not want any of that running through your bearings, your bushings and your turbos. So I'm not really happy with that, but it's what I expected. So with that find, that that oil is going to be running between your bearings, your big end bearings, your conrod bearings, your turbocharger bushings and bearings. If they're obviously a bushing style bearing, you're going to have that oil running through it, and it's just not ideal. Obviously, you want a nice high pressured film of oil that's stopping metal to metal contact. And obviously when things are dry, especially first morning, or when things are sitting for quite a while like this vehicle is, that's where your most wear happens, when the engine starts up and it's trying to sort of pick up on that pressured oil layer. It's hard to explain. Just picture it like a person on a surfboard getting on a wave. Once things get moving, it sits in that pressurized film of oil and everything's sort of not touching each other. There's no metal to metal contact, ideally. So with this and what we found, we got sludge and debris everywhere, so that's running through the engine, running through the bearings, and it's not good. So the plan from here, I've got a whole heap of parts coming to get this, well, supposedly running reliably, but I will not be putting the oil pump on yet. So the plan from here is to see if I can put the new rocker cover gaskets on the rocker covers, flush this engine maybe 2 or 3 times and see how good I can get and how much sludge I can get out of this engine. It probably isn't ideal. You don't really want to flush the engine often, but I really need to get as much of this stuff out as possible. If after that I pull the sump off and it looks clean, I clean out the pickup, because the pickup is going to be, more than likely the pickup's going to be blocked after this. So obviously flushing it, you're pulling all this stuff off the heads, the engines and everything. It's going to break it down as much as possible, but it's going to fill that oil filter very quickly and fill that oil pickup very quickly, and at that point you're going to get pressure issues and whatnot. So I'll flush it maybe 2 or 3 times, see how good I can get the oil, see what it looks like after I remove the sump. If it's cleaner, we may be able to get a few kilometers out of this, maybe a few months out of it. We'll see how we go. The intention is to rebuild this engine, and at this point I will not be putting a new oil pump on that. So I want bigger cams, I want a big turbo, I want the whole deal. I want a reliable engine, I want a high powered reliable engine, and I want to aim for at least 600 horsepower. So it is going to get rebuilt, but I at least want to get it running and have a bit of fun with it before moving on, and hopefully get it runnable enough so I can get it to a new place where it's going to be permanent and I can pull it right apart, strip the entire vehicle and rebuild it from the ground up. That's the plan here. That's my idea goal. So next video, probably I'll fit these headlights on and the aftermarket indicators, and the insurance company is happy enough for me to drive it and store it here until obviously my parts arrive at the crash repairs. But for now I'm just going to have to garage it. I did a really cool ASX to drive in the meantime. It's not a bad car. It's actually a lot more zippy than I expected, so I'm not complaining too much. I mean, it's automatic, and yeah, I do have an announcement. I have actually started a new job back at a European workshop, so doing performance, repairs, servicing, and we work on a few interesting cars there. So exciting road ahead. It's better pay, and I guess work I definitely much enjoy. Obviously I'm working on this, I'm working on the GTIs on my weekends, and I found that maybe that's something I definitely need to get back into. And as fate would have it, someone hired me, actually reached out to me through my YouTube videos, and I was very surprised to receive that message and then that call and then that interview, and things got rolling, and here we are now. We'll be starting next Monday. So yeah, anyway, inconvenient time for the nav to get hit, but when is anything like that ever good timing, really? So anyway, that's Morris Modified for this weekend. Obviously not much has been going on. Been dealing with the car crash, pulling this apart is, it's not really getting it going, but yeah, a little bit of work here and there, but what are you going to do? So anyway, stay tuned for the next video, and hopefully we'll have some more exciting stuff ahead. So love, build and improve.